everybody, Kenny Conklin here from sci-fi-fantasy.com. I know it's been a while since we've done a video, but today we have a review video for you. Yesterday, lucky enough, I got a new kit in the mail from Wild House Models, and you know what, let's just get right over to the kit and we'll tell you about it over here at the table. And as usual, you always get to see the wall while I adjust this and get things down to the desk. So this kit didn't come in the official box yet. This is pretty much was a pre-release kit, and we'll go through what comes in the box. First things that came were 3 sets of directions. We'll go over those later on. An access card, electronics for the kit itself, packaged in a static-free bag, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 packages of parts, and my favorite thing, peanuts in the box. So, the kit that we have today is the 1/24th scale resin kit of the Stasis Pod. The Stasis Pod is part of a new series of models from Wild House Models, and they are looking pretty cool. There's 37 parts in the kit, decals and instructions, and actually the Stasis is part of what's going to be known as Hostile Realms. We'll give you the website at the end of the video, and also for our friends at Sci-Fi Fantasy, anybody that's watching the video, watch till the end, because we're going to give you a promo code from Wild House Models, which was nice enough. Anybody that is watching the video or is part of Sci-Fi Fantasy will get a discount on the kit. So let's move some of this stuff over, and we'll go through the parts. This was 3D designed and then 3D printed and then cast in resin, if I am correct, which I'm pretty sure I am correct. So the first thing we're going to go over is the main body of the Stasis Pod itself, which is a pretty cool little guy. And it's actually, let me move this camera over. I'm messing up on you guys, you know what it is? My chair's in the way. So anyway, back to the Stasis. I wasn't expecting it to be nearly as big as it is. It's a pretty big kit. There is also a figure that you can get separately from the kit. The kit is, the main body is well designed, nice detail in it, no flash. It's pretty lightweight. Now, if I'm correct, which I'm pretty sure I am, but I always could get the information from Neil, he's a good guy, always talking to him. This was designed on the computer and then 3D printed, and then from the 3D print cast in resin. I don't think these are all 3D printed, because I have 3D printed parts from another company that are just pure 3D printed, and what you notice on the 3D print, it's a 3D printer basically prints it in layers, the subject matter that you're doing. And on the original, or another kit that I have that's 3D printed, you kind of see little lines in it, but these aren't that bad. Once you hit it with primer, it's going to take any of those 3D printing lines out. That's the main difference between somebody working in clay and having no surfaces like that. It's just going to be a smooth cast off of their original model. With the 3D print, you're going to capture everything once you hit it with the resin, once you make your molds and make it with resin. This doesn't even feel like resin, but they're saying it's a resin kit. It's really, really lightweight. But anyway, this is, I have to do some sanding and stuff to get them to fit properly, because there's a couple little nubs on there that have to be done, but it looks like the fit is going to be very good. The only problem, maybe, there's hardly any flash on this too, is going to be getting the gapping done. You know, you're going to have to play with the putty and get it in there and get it nicely done. It's very nice kit so far. It's a very cool little thing. Can't wait to start building this. And then the next part is the base. The base of the stasis pod, there's a little flash cleanup, and that's on the bottom. But again, nicely detailed. Look at the, let's get close on that if we can. Let's focus in on that. The diamond plating on that thing. It's amazing what you can do with technology today, and that looks really good. Let's see if we can squeeze this guy together and try to mock it up while we're going along. Of course I can't. It's not going to want to stay for me today, because we're doing this live, and you know me, one take Charlie here. Let me see which way this would go, if I get it right. I bet you it's this way. Or there's something else that goes there. But that's going to be the base, and of course I left you blurry. And once I figure out where the base goes and stuff, but it's going to sit pretty high on the base. So that's the two parts of that. And then you have the metallic tubings, which they have some, my camera is blinking red. I have the feeling I'm going to get cut off and then have to come back to you. You have some mold lines here that are going to have to be scraped off and cleaned up. But otherwise the parts are nicely detailed. A little seam here on most of the parts. But you know, you can't really do anything about that. You're going to get the seams from casting. They will have seams. Everything has seams or pin marks if you're going injection molded. So it's nothing out of the ordinary with the pieces. And I'm still amazed how light this is. And then in this bag we have more tubes. More tubes, and would look like they would be metallic pieces. The arms to the hatch of the stasis pod. Got a little flash in there, which is no big deal. You get the hobby knife, get that right out, that'll be all cleaned up. And the same thing, like I said before, you're going to have small pieces of flash because of the casting process, but right now there's no major pit marks or major inconsistencies in the kit itself to even worry about. I want to make sure I get everything back in the bags. This way we don't lose anything. This part bag has the interior parts, which these guys here, again you can see there's a little bit of flash around the sides, nothing major. I actually can take it off with my fingernail. That's how easy it's coming off. This has the pieces for inside the stasis. It's I guess to hold the person in place so they're comfy while they're sleeping. More tubing for around the kit itself. So there's a lot of parts, and everything is very clean right now and looking very good. So that's another bag of parts. And then we have the top of the stasis itself over here. As you can see, nicely detailed. There's no flash on this guy except for underneath here, which you're not even going to see. And look, that's just coming right off with my finger. So it's cast very well. Whoever did the casting job, they did an excellent job. And that'll fit right on there. Nice fit indeed, but we'll see better how things go along once I start building this guy. So this guy can go back in here. Very impressed, Neil and the gang, on how well this kit has come out. And this is their first go around with a kit. And in the final bag of resin parts are a couple more pieces for the outside of the stasis. And again, I keep repeating myself, but it's very nicely done. No problems with these pieces at all. Then you have the hatch to the stasis pod. There's some little flash on here. There's actually a big chunk right there, which we'll just sand down, and a big chunk right there that will sand down, but nothing major, no serious imperfections that you're going to have to work with. This guy will fit in here once we get everything in the proper positioning, and then there'll be an arm here and an arm here, which will lift this up out of the cradle so people can get in and out of the pod itself. And the last thing is the ring, and I'm pretty sure this ring is for the lighting. You can order this kit with the kit by itself, or you can order the additional lighting for the kit. So let's get that in here. And in this package is tubing, which is going to go on the side of the stasis. And I was talking to Neil about this, and there may be a future kit where there's going to be something very cool done with this stuff. But this will definitely enhance the build and make it look that much more authentic. And this package, we have our decals and our clear parts. Now, if I can get the decals out without ruining them, and the clear parts. Okay, this is the window to the stasis. It's pretty thick, which is nice. I'm not worried about breaking it. I'm gonna have to clean it up because there is a bit of a haze to it on the sides, and actually looking through it, yeah, that's not, thank God that's not a scratch. I don't want to scratch it up yet. Looking through it, it's pretty clear. It's not as clear as some of the model kits you see for aircraft, and like how clear the canopy was or is for the Colonial Vipers from Mobius. It's a little ripply in there, but not too bad. There's a little pit right there and there, so that the pits definitely won't be fixable, but not bad at all. Could work with it. Somehow I'm going to try to actually, with one of the pictures I've seen, I haven't had you in there, it kind of looks frosty around the edges. I may try to do that, see how that comes out. We got our other clear piece. This is for the lighting. This one I think is going to go up into the stasis itself, so I'm not worried about the clarity. It's clear enough where the lighting is going to get through, and you're not going to worry about the clarity. Just worried about the clarity on the actual front piece where you're going to see into the stasis pod. And you got two more smaller pieces for the top and bottom, which are clear, and that's for lighting, and there's going to be no problem seeing through those. So that's on the clear. We just have a little problem with the clarity, not clarity, but the waviness inside here if looking through it. But remember, you're not going to be all up on it like I am right now looking at it. It's going to be seen from afar, so it's still going to be crystal clear where you're going to be able to see the inside of the stasis itself. And here we have the decals for the for the stasis pod. Very clear, you can read everything that's on there. Looking at them, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it like I can, but looking at them from the side view and even feeling them, they're on the thicker side, which we'll see how those sit. Could have been on purpose to make them thicker like that. I would assume they are to make it look like they're raised, especially the little 1, 2, 3, the little shapes here. I'm bad on my shapes right now. I was going to say octagon, but that's 8-sided. The numbers be raised, so it's probably was meant to be like that, so it looks like it's metal sitting up off it. What we'll see how these guys sit on the model itself once we get to them. See right there, you can see how thick they are right by these two, the 21. But I'm assuming, like I said, that they're made that way. And if it's supposed to be like that, that's pretty cool, because it'd be like the little metal placards you see on stuff that stick up. It's not flush with the model itself, which will look very, very interesting. Okay, and now on to this guy. Let's see, is there a little flippity flap? Which there is. A little tape. Aha! Let's get out the cutters and cut the tape open so we can get to the inside of this guy without me ruining anything. Okay. Good thing I have more of these bags around. Okay, inside here we have our electronic pieces. We have our already ready LEDs, power cords and everything like that, which is nice because this is plug and play. You're not going to have to worry about soldering anything. So you have four strands of wire all ready for you to go. And then you have the circuit board itself, and which is pretty cool. It's another thick guy. And on the back of the circuit board you have the name, caution high voltage, the name of the company. This is really well done and very cool. And then you got another circuit here, stasis pod lighting ring. And this is for the lights inside the stasis pod. Now I'm looking here to see where the power is going to go. I'm going to have to read the directions on it to see how we're going to power this guy up. I'm sure I'm hoping once I read the directions you're able to use a power supply, because personally I don't like to use batteries on anything. So this is very cool little board. Everything's right here to set up your lighting system. These guys definitely went all out on what they're doing here, and I can't. Okay, well, I was rudely interrupted by my battery dying while I was putting away the circuit board. So while the battery was charging up, I decided to put together the circuit board, which is very simple, following the directions. You don't have to solder a thing. Everything's just plug and play, and it just goes right together very easily. The only suggestion I have, or I want to say problem with it, is that the circuit board is going to run on a 5-volt USB cable like you have on the old cell phones. It took me a while digging around the house to try to find one of the old bigger ones. My Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and all my cell phones are a mini USB cable now. So it was kind of hard to find one of these. So the only suggestion I would make is, if you're going to use the bigger one, maybe include the 6-foot power cable with it, or something like that. This way it's easier to find this, or change this over to the newer mini USBs, which pretty much everybody has now with their cell phones. So it runs on 5 volts. I got to play with it while not on camera, and this is pretty cool. So what you're gonna do is simple, the old style big fatty USB. Make sure it's 5 volts, and you just plug that sucker in there, and the board is gonna light up. Let's shut off the lights. Okay, you'll have 2 strands, one for the upper part of the model kit itself, which is a longer strand, and it's lit up, and the shorter strand is going to be on the bottom, and you got your LEDs right there. Now, what I like about this is very, very cool. At first, when I opened the kit, I thought there was a battery in here and it slid through somehow, and this is what started your lighting. But after seeing what it is and what it does, it's very cool. So let's see if we can get on here. Okay. Now watch the little circle. What it is there's a magnet inside here, and this is the magnetic power source for the top ring. When you touch it once, it just turns the light on for inside the stasis pod, which is pretty cool. Now you touch it again for the next mode, and you'll see the lights will spin, and they'll eventually get faster and faster until it's a solid blue. And there it goes. It's going, it's going, it's going, it's going. And then the third tap of your access card onto the magnetic strip sends it into alert mode. Both the other LEDs start flashing, the circle one starts flashing red, and that's just awesome. I really like it. They did a great job on the board. Like I said, and then if you tap it again, you go back to your regular just light modes. And just because I want to play with it, I'm doing all crazy stuff with it, but that's very cool. Like I said, the only thing, and it's not even a problem, is finding the older USB cable that fits into it, but I had one around and we got that going. So that is the lighting on it, which is a separate kit if you want to buy the lighting kit for it. Now next up in the package came 3 sets of directions for the kit. What I like is, for people that haven't worked with resin much, they have basically an instruction sheet to let you know what tools you'll need, how to work with the resin, how to clean up the flash, and all that stuff that goes in here. Priming, assembly, it's a nice, it's well written, and it's a nice addition for anybody that's not sure how to work with the resin kit. Then the other one is the LED lighting set. The directions for that comes with the kit if you order it separately. Shows you exactly where everything goes. Tells you about the 5-volt power source. Tells you about which each setting is on the lighting. So that's nicely done. And then the main directions. Nice cover art on it. And then you go right into a background on the stasis, specifications of it, and then your parts list is over here. And then once you go out into the other fold, let's go a little wider. It's got step-by-step instructions, which are very clear, easily seen and read, and exactly where everything goes. And then once you fold it up again on the back, you have the last final steps with the tubing and the glass for the front of the stasis pod, and then your directions for the decals. So this is very well done. Everything is put together very well. The only thing I didn't see in here is a painting guide of what should be what. I guess that's going to be up to your imagination on how you want to paint this guy. So that is the newest release, the first release from Wild House Models, which is a very, very interesting kit. So we're going to flip you around and talk to you for a second here, so you can see my rug and you can see me. This kit, if you're rating on a 0 to 10 scale or a 0 to 5 scale, whatever you want to rate it on, I give it full marks for the kit. This for a first product, it's definitely an excellent kit. It's going to come out nice. I'm tempted to start working on it today and see what goes on with it and how I can get it together. They did a wonderful job on it, and I thank them very much for sending over the kit for me to check out and build, and we'll do a video build on this. I'll see what paint I got in it. Maybe we can start on it today, which will put my other models on the back burner. Not that I've been doing much, but thanks again to Neil and everybody over at Wild House Models. We'll give you their web address right after I'm done talking. And remember, at the end too in the credits, you're going to have a promo code to get discount on the kit itself, and that promo code will be here, and if you are over at Sci-Fi Annecy, it'll be there too. Thanks again for sending the kit over, and I hope you enjoyed the review, and we shall see you all soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.